Alright, so first I want to start by saying Kal Halal Yahweh,
Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash.
double honors to the apostles and elders of James Strongman Stone, and salutation to you all came out there pushing the truth in sincerity, the hope for the elect. Shalom. This is the brother Kanan from James Jamaica, and beside me I have
Kazak.
Right, so we're just gonna do a lesson, basically just highlighting um, this whole COVID movement, and basically how this lockdown is basically editing to martial law, you know what I mean, and also the digital platform our society where these devils are trying to create, you know what I mean. So the lesson is gonna be centered around that. Um, but for those who are not in the know as yet, um, as the precept said, basically, well, before we get to the precept, I'm just saying, it's clear that you're not paying attention because everything is literally speaking at this moment. And I mean, there's no is if you can't see what take place right now, you either just block your mind from everything what take place, you're completely lost. You know what I mean? But here in Jamaica, we know that, well, you can say the worldwide total cases. We know this is a pandemic already. We're not getting into that. And I mean, we know the agenda behind it, right? So, according to their statistics, is basically 30.9 million people that got was tested for COVID, right? 21.1 million, sorry, recovered, and 959,000 them say died of this disease. All right, or virus, or whatever you want to call it. In Jamaica, we've seen a so-called spike in the increase of um, cases. Currently, we are at 4,988. And you said the score, how much recovered, and how much deaths. No, the death tally go up drastic, are big jump basically in the death tally at this time. So there are more strict measures being set up at this time, but basically the country under lockdown. And I mean, we've been under lockdown, but more and more, you see things that get tighter and tighter. Not only with the lockdown, people are feeling it more and more. You know what I mean? So, it's very soon, chaos going to reign in the street. Even though we have people right now basically are the more, we don't have to say blunt crime, but things that get done broad daylight. For sure, the desperation of people there right now, robberies, more serious. A lot of men right now, I take the bike thing to people yard, you know what I mean? Walk in a people's house, rob people, broad daylight, you know what I mean? So the streets know what take place. A lot of these things don't come on the news, but people know what take place, you know what I mean? Even Port Antonio, now with the whole COVID situation, criminals are using the whole lockdown as a means of having more time to go out and rob stores. You know what I mean? So the whole effect of this lockdown are show from all angles. You know what I mean? And we want to point out what we've been to point it out. Let's go back over these things again, just to say, look here, these things are to the next article. The military aid the Jamaica government in this fight against COVID. And as I can see, this look like a military base or hospital military base. And I mean, this looks like something from a movie. You know what I mean?
Good.
Right. This looks like um, one of them disease movie that where people are in a quarantine, or this exactly what take place right now. The movie are roll out in front of your eyes. You know what I mean? Just imagine coming the next few weeks, you see these places full people. You know what I mean? Under certain condition, because they know themselves how the COVID there. You know, these people projection. Them expect more almost the entire Jamaica population to have this disease. You know what I mean? So just think about that, yo. Now, just give me the first precept.
Alright, so this Lamentation. Yeah, Lamentation 4 and 17. It says, hold on. Yeah, 4 and 17 say, as for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help.
Right.
In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us. They haunt our steps that we cannot go in our streets. Our end is near, our days are fulfilled. Our end is come.
Right, so pause us a look up. Now, we've been out there prophesying that look, this society is going down. We'll tell you what the agenda, the so-called the elites at this time is to basically bring in a new world order, one government, and I mean e-governance basically, one money, one currency, and I mean which is gonna be a digital currency, which is gonna lead to the RFID chip, and you're gonna be under basically a police dictating society. You know what I mean? Now, the whole lockdown should give you an idea exactly what is to come because they're saying that this is the new norm. You know what I mean? This is the new way of life, and basically, people have them are try create means and ways so you adapt to it, working from home. More business that go online. You know what I mean? The banks them you have to basically it was always there, but the pushing of these avenues are means are basically get established on a high standard. Right now, Bahamas basically go digital, just like every other country in the world.
Correct.
Just like Jamaica plan to go digital also. You know what I mean? Because they're saying that this is now a step where them can basically prevent contact. You know what I mean? Social distance. It help in social distancing. You know what I mean? So, right? So you can continue to read.
Alright, it says, our persecutors are swifter than the eagles of the heaven. They pursued us upon the mountains. They laid wait for us in the wilderness.
Right, because these are all traps. These are all traps to basically take away your so-called rights. You know what I mean? Take away your freedom. You know, because you can't move freely like you think before. Even though you might have local leniency, but still can go with a mask or whatever. You know what I mean? Very soon, those freedom. Because the countries right now go upon total lockdown, like Israel.
Good.
Israel are planning to go upon a total lockdown right now. So, this is not just we saying things, it is actually fulfilling you. You know what I mean? And once you have these major countries or these first world countries taking these steps to basically put a grip on them so-called pandemic, you're gonna have the smaller countries, such like third world countries like Jamaica, have to follow suit. You know what I mean? So you soon hear of more strict measures for basically, you know, quell this thing. The reason why Jamaica really didn't jump to certain step as yet is because our economy is not, our country is not economic strong, and we don't provide our own food to a certain extent. You know what I mean? Well, for majority of the our food comes from overseas. So for us to basically cut certain things, we literally are going in our famine and outright chaos, which the government don't want that as yet, but it's going to lead to that nonetheless. Right? So the untoward steps that we cannot go into the streets, we are being told, oh, come up on the street, them hours here, and very soon you cannot go out none at all, right? The next one.
Yes.
Right. Now, obviously I've been saying this, if people cannot see this, clearly something is, you're being blind, right? But read the precept, bro.
This is 2 Corinthians 4 and 3. It said, but if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost.
Right, so what we're speaking, which is the gospel, which is the truth, and I mean, if you cannot get this message that, look here, this is the future, this is the present, and this is the future, this is where the country or the world is heading, then you're lost.
Good.
One, right? And you've been blind by this setup, you know what I mean? The devil basically, I say God of this world, you know what I mean? Basically blind. You've been deceived. You've been you listen to Brogan, you listen to Bill Gates, you listen to Trump, listen to the world leaders, and you're being deceived that look, they're gonna get a vaccine and give you, and everything gonna be alright. No, it's not gonna be like that, yo. You know what I mean? It's more chaos coming. And you have memes out there today saying that if 2020 um, is like this, what 2021 are gonna be. You know what I mean? Or if 2020 is a trailer.
You have people have high hopes to 2021, man. They feel like so once the year blow off, everything will go good.
Right. You know what I mean? But sad to say, the more time passes, the easier things the days gonna be. So prepare for it, yo. Which you've been saying it for time and time, and you people been putting a blind eye to it, and you're basically lock your ears. No, read that, bro.
All right. He said, verse 4: In whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not. So like that. Lest the light of the glorious gospel of Yahweh Shai, who is the image of the Most High, should shine unto them.
Right, because you're not getting the whole story of the other how it take place. You're not getting that. All of this is basically going into the fulfillment of the Most High word, Yahweh Shai word, which is going to lead to Israel. That's not the Israelis, the Israelites, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the true biblical Israelites, going to be on top after this chaos, because this setup has to go, right? No, you done that, right? Alright, so before you go to the next precept, you know precept right? Alright, go on.
Alright, this is Romans 11 and verse 7. It says, what then? Israel had not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election had obtained it, and the rest were blinded.
Right.
According as it is written, Yahweh had given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, or ears that they should not hear unto this day.
Right. So the reason why you can't get it is because maybe it's, well, if you're not getting it, it's not for you. There's an election that should get this. It's 144,000 elect men and a third. You know what I mean? They're gonna understand what take place, and they're gonna make the proper preparation and believe in Yahweh Hashem Yahshai and get delivered. You know what I mean? No, you played already, right? No, that again. Alright, give me the right, that one. So this is just an example of basically the steps of COVID basically are bring. No, the video is not entitled or directed based on that, but it's a futuristic plan of what they want to have. You know what I mean? To basically create systems or a digital platform, a digital system where I go basically bring everything to AI labs. I go basically go out to business places like that. Everything gonna be right at your fingertip or in your, or should I say right in your hand, because it's going to go to the RFID chip. We're not gonna play the entire video, you know what I mean, for time's sake, but you can see the title and watch it. Very interesting video, but it's gonna give you an idea of what takes place, right?
To get an appointment at my doctor's, it's normally about a week.
I normally take about 3 weeks to see a GP.
Sometimes I Google my symptoms. The information on there can be very confusing.
Services are struggling globally at the moment with a growing and ageing population with health services, and digital technology is likely to be the solution to the problems that we all see.
Alright, so yeah, so basically what they must say is, look, everybody have this thing where them basically a paint a picture of the future, yo. You know what I mean? Which the one of the main thing with them use to make it look pretty or enticing is convenience.
Right.
You know what I mean? Everybody are run down convenience.
And something important as even health.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because people have dire needs when it comes to help, and today now, everybody know this. If you go to a hospital or go to a clinic or any health facility, right? You have to wait long lines most of the times while they got you pain or whatever. You know what I mean? So using something like this is also a drag net for pulling people. Yeah man, this sound good. You know what I mean? But really it is not for a good intention. You know what I mean? It might look good in your eyes. Oh, I'm gonna have to play one long line again. Oh, fine, good. Save me some time. But guess what? In the future, go on.
So like, especially somewhere like Jamaica, is in a way. Everybody at Jamaica know how hospital stay. You're very uncomfortable in there. they're not really clean.
Shortage
A lot
from
of people
doctors.
feel exactly. A lot of people uncomfortable in the hospitals, but they don't have a choice. But with something like this now, something like this would actually take off running in a Jamaica, yo. You see me? Because people that find it more convenient, more comfort, right? And I know we all know Jamaicans stay, yo. Yeah, friend is a white doctor, or a doctor look good. You see me?
Listen more.
7 billion people on the planet, with half receiving very little health service. According to the World Health Organization, we need at least 5 million more doctors. A UK startup could have the solution to this global problem. They brought together the world's largest collection of scientists, clinicians, and software engineers focused on making healthcare accessible and affordable for everyone on Earth. The solution was a digital health service on a mobile phone.
And if we can say this too, you have a lot of times you have certain technology will come out, will have good intentions, yo. Alright? The developer
Person-
might have,
But
the
devil-
powers that be, you know what I mean? When the powers that be, them are going always find a way to make it malicious, yo, or to use it to fit them agenda.
Right, which is total control. Go on.
Right?
Babylon first developed an intuitive app, which means medical experts can now be accessed anywhere at any time. You can make an appointment in seconds and be speaking to a doctor in minutes. The app was taken on the road and put to the test. People were asked to give it a try in a private consultation space, the Pod. It started its journey in London, where people took advantage of the offer to see a doctor.
Where's the doctor then?
What's Babylon?
This is Charlotte. She was on her way to a date when we asked her if she wanted a free consultation. Within minutes, she was able to talk to a doctor.
Hello there, my name's Dr. Matthew Noble. Welcome to Babylon.
Hiya.
How can I help this evening?
I'm suffering from what I would call dry eyes, but I've never had an official diagnosis. I also find that when I'm looking at the sunlight, my eyes are really starting to itch.
Some people's tear ducts don't produce enough of the oily material, so you'll often find that towards the end.
Right,
of
can
the
pause
day,
it because
you
it's
might
pretty
run
much
Thousands of
say
consultations.
what we've been saying there, right? Or what we want to bring out there, because the agenda is look, you don't have to although it'll go further and test them are gonna have upgrade to AI. So you can watch the video. It's a very edifying video. You know what I mean? For show you what basically the plan. Which we've been saying these things, but people don't believe that. Look, okay, doctors, yeah, whatever. You know, they might create everything where you don't need the use of human for basically carrot jobs. You know what I mean? They might reduce that more and more. And even tell them about this once. My grandmother have a book. This is how doctors operate. You know what I mean? My grandmother have a book where you can follow by ask the questions are written in the book. If you follow the questions and answer them, there's a trailer line where you follow to lead to a solution or what could be the problem that you're having. It's the same thing with the AI where they might use our doctors them in the video. They ask you some questions or okay, based on that, where you say, okay, five out of these things, it could be three out of these, you could be experiencing three of these sickness,
or whatever.
right? Can't tell that, right? And then prescribe you, give you a prescription basically for all those three sickness and expecting one of to cure it. That's how doctors work, and it also benefit them business because now you buy all three prescriptions or all prescription for all three
Drugs.
sickness, right? That's how them operate. And not only that, them are going to have the delivery of these that prevent you from going out and all of that. So this would work perfect in this COVID situation. You know what I mean? With the whole social distancing that take place. Right. So that's how them man are view the future. I'm just try to give you an idea if you not see it. So this is what these devil basically our devil's plan. The devil plan to basically bring in a new society where basically you're under total control. You're being monitored totally. You're under one government being have to be subject to the laws of the land, even which is not gonna be for your benefit, because that's what martial law is here for. You know what I mean? For prevent uproars and protests. You know what I mean? An RFID chip being placed in your hand or your forehead to basically show you, so you look here, you're owned, and you need to humble yourself. You know what I mean? Which our job is to tell you that once you're an Israelite, do not take the RFID chip, which you're gonna read a precept and wrap up. You know what I mean? If you can find it real quick. So all these digital setup have to basically get monitored and under one agenda, under one umbrella where everything is legit and can be processed properly. Which that framework is the what? The mark of the beast. This is the key ingredient in. Go on.
Alright, so this is Revelation 13 and 16, and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
Right.
Here is wisdom, let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666.
Right, which is the RFID chip, the mark of the beast, that we tell you about. Where the man basically put in your right hand or whatever part you don't want to put it, it doesn't really matter. That chip, once you take that chip in your hand or in your forehead or anywhere you want to take it, right, you're marked for destruction according to the next chapter 14 and 9. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we don't have to read it. You know what I mean? The stories out there, people know what. Yeah, you know. You see me? So just to point out a few things, the steps are being set up. Wake up, yo! The steps are there. You're seeing you're seeing an orderly destruction coming right now, but very soon it's gonna get out of hand. You know what I mean? So these are the plan the white man have to destroy this society and create a new world order. But after a while, it's gonna get out in a chaotic way, and the Lord are gonna make him entrance and deliver Melech. I have nothing more I want to say. Right. So once again, I want to say Kalalal Yahweh Hashem Yashai, Hashem Rakakodash. Again, double honors to the apostles and elders of James Scrum the Stone and Tiwakim out there. Shalom. Alright, stay safe.
Shalom.